Hey folks, how you doing? Welcome back to Jack's Meat Shack. Today on the channel we're going to reverse sear a big old steak on the Kettle barbecue using charcoal. It's a really good way of cooking a big bit of meat. Really simple to do, not a lot of prep. I'm only going to salt the steak before we put it on, and that's about it. It's really simple. So I'll show you how to set up the barbecue for two-zone cooking. So basically your coals are going to be one side, your meat's going to be the other side. And then when you've reached the desired temperature, I want to get it to about 45 degrees Celsius. We're going to pull the steak off, get the coals even hotter, and then finish off the steak, searing it over charcoal. So let me show you how to set the barbecue up. So first thing you want to do is get your charcoal lit. I'm using some charcoal left over from a previous cook, so all I'm going to do is put it in the chimney starter and fill it up about a third of the way. A good rule of thumb when using lump charcoal in your chimney starter is a third of the way up will give you a temperature of about 150 degrees Celsius. Halfway up you're looking more to the 200 degrees Celsius, and filling it all the way to the top, that's your sort of searing temperature, 230 plus. So once your charcoal is nice and lit, pour it out in your barbecue along one side of it. As I mentioned, I'm only going to salt the steak. I'm not going to put any rub or any pepper on it before we cook it. So I've got some hickory smoked salt, and I'm going to give it a good coating all over the steak, both sides, and then we're going to get it on. I mean, you can see when I flip it over how thick the steak is. So reverse searing, really good method to cook the steak. If you try and direct grill this, it's just gonna burn on the outside and be raw in the middle. So perfect way to cook this big hunk of meat. Time to check the temperature of the barbecue. So we're gonna have a little look at the dial. I want it to be around the 150 degrees Celsius mark, which we've achieved, and the airflow is still coming in, so we're going to shut that off so the temperature doesn't come up anymore. And to give the steak a little bit of smoke, I'm putting in a handful of hickory pellets so we can get some nice gentle smoke rolling across the steak, and it will give it a nice smoky flavour. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I want the steak to reach 45 degrees Celsius before we pull it off and rest it. It's nearly at 40 degrees, so that's good enough for me. I'm going to take the steak off, let it rest while we get another chimney starter on to sear it over hot coals. Now for some fun, to give the steak a little extra flame grilledness, I'm going to use some maple mousse butter, melt it in my little cast iron pot, and then when I'm searing the steak, I'm just going to baste the butter over the steak. Maple syrup, salt, butter. It's going to enhance any meat it comes into contact with. So let's get this steak on and give it some fire. Nearly time to flip the steak. It's had a few minutes on this side. We've moved it to get some nice grill marks across it, some of that Instagram stuff everyone's raving about. So now picking it up, oh, look at that. That is exactly how I want it to be, crispy. Picked up loads of smoke from when we reverse seared it. It's gorgeous. And again, a little bit more butter, it's going to help the flames kick up, give it a nice kiss. This is exactly what barbecuing's about. Don't be scared, it may look like it's burning, but it's not. This is a big piece of meat and it can take it. This is it, the final turn. Look at that, flames everywhere, love it. Now, after this, we're going to pull the steak off, let it rest for around 10 to 15 minutes, and then we're going to slice it. But before that, a little bit more butter, why not? And that, my friends, is us done. We're going to pull this steak off, put it on a chopping board, and let it rest before we slice it. I'm losing the light now outside, so time to retreat into the kitchen and carve the steak. Just want to mention Longcroft and Old. They're based in Smithfield Meat Market in London. they kindly provided me this gorgeous steak for this video. So hopefully I've done it justice. Let's cut into it and see if it's nice and pink. Yep, really happy with that. Nice pink steak. Obviously it's picked up a little bit of smoke from the initial part of the cook. So let's cut into the rest of it and see if we've achieved a good cook across both sides of the T-bone. While I'm doing that, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. And if there's anything you want me to see me cook, hit me up in the comments and we can make it happen. Yes, look at that, nailed, boom. Thanks again for joining me at Jack's Meat Shack. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all next week for some more barbecue action. Bye-bye.